Hi guys, thanks Ross for that for your presentation. I'm here today to talk to you guys about three key points that I want to try and get out across this webinar today. And there are 3 points that I'd like you to take away and consider when seeking to be involved directly or indirectly on this project. This is a Commonwealth contract, and I know you've heard it before. This is a Commonwealth contract, therefore Downer does have a commitment to the Victorian State Government to comply to the Local Jobs First policy. So what is Local Jobs First policy for those who don't know? Look, the Victorian Government passed legislation in 2003 which enables the Victorian Government to basically provide opportunities for local businesses and workers to be successfully involved in government-funded projects such as Waurn Ponds upgrade. Now, this policy was obviously strengthened in 2018 and is now essentially being pushed through to contracts, government-funded contracts, to ensure that we comply. So what are the Downer commitments to the policy? Now, I've put in the presentation essentially listing the key KPIs that are in there for us to apply or comply with, but we are absolutely committed to promoting employment and business growth to local industry. And by doing this, we have committed to providing sustainable and quality jobs and boosting social benefit in the area. And how are we going to do it? Well, essentially, we're going to employ trainees and cadets, which will make up 10% of our project labour hours. We'll invest in education and training by ensuring 20% of all of our labour hours, that is employees, direct subcontractors and through the supply chain, commit to formal education and training, which has been registered with an RTO, so a registered training organisation. We have also committed to targeting priority job seekers to be engaged on the project. Now, priority job seekers are considered community members of vulnerable groups such as long-term unemployed, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders and or people with a disability. So the target that we've set is 3%. The second key point that I would like to talk to you about through the discussion is around the compliance to the code for the tendering and performance of building work 2016. Most people generally know it as the building code. As I mentioned before, this is a Commonwealth contract and this job is covered by the code, and therefore it is a responsibility of your business to ensure that you are also covered by the code and that you must remain compliant to the code at all times whilst operating on the project. We will implement regular auditing on this project to ensure that each business remains code compliant. We want to minimise the surprises in terms of ABCC knocking on the door. So it's very important that you understand the requirements of the code, and if you are unsure of your responsibilities to the code, then it's an imperative to seek clarification through the ABCC website, or you can contact me as well for further information. But essentially, if you jump on the abcc.gov.au or contact the 1-800 number, you'll essentially get the assistance that you need. Next slide, please. Now, the next piece of work that I'd like to talk to you about is our community engagement strategy for this project. Liam touched base on it at the beginning of the webinar. There is a commitment to boost the local economy and to do that, to also boost the community engagement through this project as well. So it's very important, and Downer, to do this, has committed to approximately 95% of our suppliers, installers and all manufacturers, and manufactured products, I should say, is to be considered generated by local content here in Victoria if possible. Therefore, we need to work very closely with the successful enterprises to achieve this target. We have estimated that this will generate 30 new jobs direct hire to Downer and also a social procurement spend of $2.3 million in the area, with the view that it provides tangible economic benefits to the region. We would like to see enterprises who are engaged on this project to leverage off relationships such as Grow 21 or G21 that Liam mentioned earlier, and ICN. And that is why we've invited them here today to also provide you with further information on how that they can assist you and your business to ensure that we meet all these commitments under the VIPP.